Hello, everyone. This is Sudarshana Starshine Star. Thank you for being here with me. I hope you all are having a beautiful Wednesday today. God bless you and all your beloveds. I feel to make this, trying to keep this audio brief. I certainly don't know what I'm going to title it, as my last audios were, shall we say, disappeared by TikTok. So I'm on, I have a YouTube channel that's called It's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star to access things there that might have been taken off of TikTok. And I'm on my third TikTok, my brand new TikTok. I only joined at Christmas, but I've been banned twice. So my latest TikTok, and hopefully my final one, is the username is or the title of it, is at Mahakali Yeshua 9, and my username is Starshine Star 909. So I always like to open my clips with 3 brief opening prayers. They're in Sanskrit and Telugu. It's to bless, purify, sanctify, and create divine protection circles around you, me, and this clip. So they're the Guru mantra, the Ganesha mantra, and the Gayatri mantra. Okay. Om, Om, Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guruvena Namaha. Om Suklam Parataram Vishnum Sishivarnam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vigno Prashantaye. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachotayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Well, I want to give just a snippet of personal information about myself. I think I'm going to start doing some, talking to the camera videos and posting them on my TikTok. But I just want to say, for right now, in my life, I've experienced pretty much everything that a human can experience, pretty much A to Z. I've had a lot of challenges, a lot of hardships and stuff like that, as well as an amazing life full of miracles and just really incredible things. So I can pretty much understand what almost anyone is going through at any one given time, because I've actually lived through so much myself. So my, without naming names, I have for decades long, I have a stepfather who is the most famous shaman, quote unquote shaman, in the world. And 2 of the 3 of my stepbrothers are also, many international best-selling books, and they're very famous, very well known. So what I want to say about that is there were a lot of terrible things that happened in my experience with my stepfather, famous shaman, who was also, I was his apprentice when I was a girl, his apprentice, official shamanic apprentice. And I spent, a lot of my life traveling around the world and doing teaching and all kinds of things. But I experienced a lot of terrible things that I just blame myself for, and I didn't really share about it. My point is that I stayed away I started really staying away, and it was upsetting to my mother. Even though she knew some of the terrible things that happened, she didn't know why I wouldn't go back home for Christmas and spend time and stuff like that. She unexpectedly passed she was too young to pass, but in 2018, so coming up on her 6th anniversary of passing pretty soon in June. And it was just about 6 months after that, after her passing, that I was hit, not by a literal, but by an etheric or energetic like kind of a lightning bolt to my crown chakra that kind of knocked me to my kitchen floor in the middle of the day. I wasn't doing anything in particular. I was just having a quote unquote normal day in my kitchen, and it just hit me, and I got a what can be called an instant download. What happened at that point was I received just in a few seconds the answer to what had been hidden in regarding my stepfamily, my stepfather, and my stepfather's family traditions. And also it helped me to really get the meat of what had been really ruling this world, for thousands of years. So that was very hard to assimilate, but I'm very thankful for it. After I got up off my knees and called one of my sisters and began a process of trying to put some pieces together, I didn't have anything to do with my stepfather or my stepfamily after that point, because even though I'd been so close, and you would think, well, how can you miss that? I just was not focused on the dark side. At the same time, since 1997, I've had an incredible Siddhapurusha avatara named Sri Kaleshwara from his ashram is in Penukonda, which is in Andhra Pradesh state in southern India. He took his Mahasamadhi. He left his body in 2012 at the age of 39. But since 1997, I had very much been his student. And because he was a true master, he gave some hints, some strong hints to my mother and some hints to my siblings and myself. But real masters, they don't tell you what to do. They wait for your consciousness to be open enough and for you to be strong enough to kind of receive kind of harsh truths. But what I'm saying is that it turns out that my most famous shaman in the world, and many, 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 many best-selling books and mentioned in movies and all kinds of stuff, stepfather, is a Luciferian. They are Freemasonic, they are Luciferian, and like that. So I will be talking more about it, maybe not on this venue, but why I'm prefacing that is that I know whereof I speak. I have many experiences that are not common with very high divine energy, and I've been blessed into a very high divine lineage out of India with ancient knowledge from 7,000 to 10,000 year old palm leaf manuscripts that my Swami taught from and gifted to us. So I have really, really, really have been experiencing when you have one foot kind of in the shadow world and what that's like, and then moving into the high divine consciousness and living from there. I didn't really want to make this audio about me, though. I just wanted to give that little preface because I will be speaking more about myself personally, not to laud myself or to reveal things for, just talking, but just to kind of present myself and my credentials, like to show my foundation and why I feel that I can speak to certain subjects with some kind of authority. What I really wanted to say, though, is just for some reason, I woke up this morning, I was reflecting on this, and I said, I really want to speak to this. I love all beings in all worlds, even the people that are in error and that are doing wrong things. I have a love for them of their soul, even though their soul may be covered in darkness. I always pray for everyone. I want all souls to have redemption because I know that we're all connected. It doesn't mean I approve of evil and activities. Absolutely not. I'm a warrior for God, and I fight very strongly and battle darkness and evil and wrongdoing. I'm not for that at all. I do not excuse that at all. But there's difference between those actions and just the seed of the soul that animates anything that's alive. So I'm not really a super fan personally of any religion, even though I accept them all except for Satanism or atheism, if that's a religion. I'm more, I'm about spirituality, and everything is really spiritual. We are of spirit in flesh. But what my topic is going to be is that I have loved what quote unquote Jewish people all my life. I kind of always felt like I was Jewish. I have when you have like a mother who has a lot of Italian blood, it's kind of like the kind of same upbringing that you might say of like the typical, what we say, quote unquote, Jewish upbringing. But anyway, and I also had several lifetimes that I remember as what I now call Hebrew, not specifically Jewish. It's a very touchy subject, isn't it? Because if you have proper knowledge and education, and I stopped counting a few years ago after 20,000 years of research into what's been running this world. So I'm not just talking about opinion at all. When you understand that just like every institution has been infiltrated by the darkness for thousands of years, and virtually every religion has been infiltrated by that. The Jewish religion has been infiltrated by dark cult Satanists that we call what's called Khazarian Mafia. You might hear that, or KM, and wondering what that's about. So just like with any institution, there are just wonderful, good people that are just, goodly and godly, and they're following the faith that they chose or in their traditions, and beautiful. But in that faith of every faith on this world, it has been infiltrated in some way or some shape or form. And it comes out in the literature and the teachings or something like that, whether we're calling it the Catholic Church or even Buddhism, referencing the Dalai Lama right now. But there are a lot of practices, especially those that are coming from the Talmud, which is not a good body of knowledge to follow as opposed to the Torah. But in the Jewish faith, it's not the Hebrew faith. Like there are goodly and godly and real Hebrews. That's how I'm separating it. And then there are fake Jews, like the Khazarian Mafia, like you might say, like the Rothschilds, and many, many, many examples. They're secretly practicing Satanism. They're wearing yarmulkes and seem like they're going to temple, but that's not what they're doing behind the scenes. They're not obviously being goodly and godly. So I respect the goodly and godly Hebrews and their faith and traditions. God bless them. But not the Khazarian Mafia, not the fake anything that are secretly practicing Satanism and really horrible practices. No. So there's a practice, circumcision of, infant baby boys. And that's in a good chunk of our world, that's practiced. And what I thought when I was having coffee this morning, I thought I have to speak to this. There should be no circumcision. It's not for hygiene. It's not for help. Do you think that the infant baby that was created by God comes out of the mother's womb and automatically has to have their male member sliced by a sharp knife without anesthesia and the skin removed in a horrific, traumatizing process? And I've even heard of so many of the practitioners that do the circumcisions are called moils. And there's so many terrible recountings of it's completely satanic, of the moils that say they have to put their mouths on the young baby boys' male members to stop the bleeding. I mean, that's complete pedophilia, very satanic, terrible stuff. And really, it should not be continued for any reason. The male member was created by the divine, and it can be like we take showers and clean ourselves. We can probably clean in all ways. You don't need to cut sex organs so that they can be kept hygienic or quote unquote clean. That's just ridiculous. And what they do with the foreskins of the baby boys, I'm not going to go into it here. It's just horrific. So please, if you're, if anyone's listening to this and they're wanting to have children, they're about to have children, whatever, please consider this. There's no reason to put your infant boys through that horrific process. And that's all I'm going to say right now. God bless all of you. I'm going to close like I close all my clips with a very quick closing prayer. What I'm saying is God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, peace, peace, peace. That's what we're all looking forward to. God bless all of you. God bless you and yours. And I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye for now.